Hello, everybody. Welcome back to another episode of the Tech Unlocked podcast, the podcast where we unlock the latest tech news, leaks, and rumors so you don't have to go and dig through the internet and finding them by yourself. I'm one of your hosts, Benji from BenObi Tech, and I'm joined as always by my co-host Taylor from TA Tech. And today we also have a special guest. As we teased in the last episode, we have Sam Kohl from iUpdate.
What's up, guys? Thanks for having me on. Excited to be here.
Excited to have you here. It's been a couple weeks since we asked you to hop on the show, and the time has finally come. So yeah, we're excited.
And it's been a couple of weeks since my boy John was on the show. I saw as well.
Yeah, he was.
Yeah,
that
was fun. That was wicked fun.
Seems like a year ago. But
listen, no joke about that. It feels like it's been forever.
I mean, it is a new year, right? Like, I guess time does. It doesn't feel like it passes, but like it kind of does at the same time. I don't know. Time has been weird lately.
Yeah,
it's a bit of a weird one. But anyway, so for those who are watching or listening, and I've watched previous episodes before, you know the drill. We talk a little bit about the tech news that has happened in the past week, and then we dedicate some time to our guests, get to know a little bit more about their background, where they came from, things like that. So in news, we have quite a few interesting news stories to talk about. We have iPhone 14 leaks to discuss, as per every episode of every tech news show ever. And we also have Apple having an event very soon. We were talking about Apple AR. Actually, most of these things that we're talking about is Apple. So if you're a Samsung Knight or a Google fanboy, you probably won't enjoy this episode. But let's jump straight in. Blech, my words. Let's jump straight into it. Taylor, do you want to take us off with the first news story we have?
Absolutely. So it looks like the iPhone 14 panel leaked. And so Apple's smaller notch introduced on iPhone 13 may be short-lived, according to Dylan DKT. What do you guys think about this? I think it's pretty cool. I mean, I personally think it's better than the notch that we have now. But
yeah, I agree. I like the pill shape. And apparently this also isn't an actual panel that leaked, because the dude on his tweet below that shared the image was like, "Oh, just kidding. This isn't real." Even though he said exclusive iPhone 14 leak. I don't know. And like,
you baited us, Sam.
That's what I said. Like I'm in his Telegram group, and he's like, "Oh, what do you mean? You read the tweet." And I'm like, "Why wouldn't you put that it's just a concept initially? But then it also looks real." I'm like, who makes a concept that looks like a panel? Like, I can see the screen protector bubbles. So I don't know. I'm pretty sure this is real, and he's just playing with all of us. But yeah, I love the pill shape. I think it's going to be really awesome. I'm excited to see that on the 14.
Yeah, and I'm really glad that the pill shape is in the middle, because like I have a Galaxy S10 Plus, which I used for quite a long time, and having the pill in the corner is just weird. And if it's in the middle, it's fine. It's like a notch, but only smaller. Hopefully we get battery percentage on the
well, dude, we can hope.
But I guess we didn't get it this last year, so don't get your hopes up, guys.
Yeah, exactly.
But yeah, well, would you guys prefer a notch, or would you rather have just a minimal hole?
I like the minimal hole. I think it's gonna look a lot better. I think it's gonna look a little bit more modern. Like the smaller notch is good on the 13. Like, as long as it's just not the original notch size, I'm happy with it. But even this notch isn't that much smaller. So, I mean, if they can pack it down into this, like, why not? It's just more screen. Anytime I can get more screen, give it to me.
And
exactly.
It's cool. It's cool how they're also figuring out how to put the other sensors behind the display. So hopefully, we'll soon have a completely bezel-less iPhone that doesn't have the front-facing camera that gets degraded by having pixels in front of it. But yeah, exciting stuff. Next up, we have AR and VR headset news. Basically, we're not going to be able to visit the Metaverse in this. Apple locking us out of Facebook again, so that's good. Well, what are your guys' thoughts on this, about Apple creating their own, I guess, Metaverse and not being able to access the Facebook Metaverse?
I mean, yeah, Like I feel like this is one of those rumors where I'm like, we still don't know what it actually is. So it's not like it came out and it's like a report after of like, oh, you can't. I'm like, well, it didn't exist in the first place. So I guess this makes sense. But also, like, I don't really want the metaverse. I was just talking about my video today. I'm like, I know like Mark Zuckerberg wants us to believe in this future, but I just feel like people living in a headset doesn't sound super fun. Like, I don't know. Even like right now, this conversation would be kind of odd if I had a headset on. Maybe it would be better, but like, I don't know. I'm not sold on the metaverse, so I'm happy that Apple is probably not just copying and pasting what everybody else is doing.
Yeah, because also I think the metaverse it's a cool idea, it's a cool concept, but I think in the way that it's being implemented right now is a bit strange. Like I saw a TikTok the other day of some guy in the metaverse that just goes and trashes Walmart or something. So there's some pretty crazy stuff you could do in the metaverse, which is fun, but is it necessarily helpful in making your life better? I don't exactly know. No. I mean, it's cool that you could go shopping in the metaverse, but I think I would really want to see how Apple's going to target the whole VR, AR type thing.
Yeah, that's what I'm most excited about. Like, I want to see the AR features. I want to, like, is that black screen on the front, like, of the headset? Like, are you going to be able to see through that, like, just a little bit? Is it going to be opaque, or is it just going to be totally black? Because I'm like, if it could be, like, you could see through it a little bit, that'd be kind of sick if I could, like, see, my hands in front of me, like, with this. So, we'll see. I'm excited.
You'll no longer need a Pro Display XDR.
Oh, dude, it's so good. I don't know. I was just using
if you have 4K displays on your eyes, though.
I guess two 4K displays do equal 8K, so I guess that would be better than the 6K of the XDR.
Yeah, exactly, and it'd probably be 120 hertz. Probably not the first gen, but
yeah, maybe next time.
Taylor, what are your thoughts?
Man, this is gonna be. I've said this. I think this is gonna be the new thing for Apple, and I can't wait to see what it's all about. Hang on. Oh, you're just making updates. Thank you, Benji. Dude, you scared me. I'm like, I thought I got rid of notifications. What's going on here?
Sam doesn't understand what's going on. I just edited our shared note that we have.
It's okay.
Happens every time.
Literally every time. But
anyway,
no,
you were saying.
Yeah, no. As I was saying, like, it's good to differentiate, from other things and not, like you said, Sam, make something different and not follow what other companies are doing. Make something different and unique. So it's gonna be cool to see what they come up with. I'm still waiting here. Like every time they say, "Oh, it's coming," it's not coming. I'm just like, man, come on, just get out with it already.
Yeah, I know. It's we've been talking about this for what 3 or 4 years now, and I mean, I really think it's really going to come at the end of the year. I think it'll be the one more thing at like the October-November event. I'm pretty confident.
That back.
We haven't had one in so long.
I love that. Like, okay, just the expectation of like, okay, now it's over. Oh wait, no, we have one more thing.
Yeah. No, it's amazing.
I miss those days, honestly, when they had the one more thing.
The last one was iPhone 10 in 2017. Yeah. That was the last one more thing. And I remember I was like confused by that one because I was like, the iPhone 10 was a main rumor. Where like why have we not seen it? And then I was like, it was cool, but like I like the one more thing. Like the Apple Watch was a one more thing, and I'm excited to see the headset. I think it's gonna be pretty dope.
Yeah,
right.
I'm just not looking forward to seeing the price, to be honest.
Yeah, it's gonna be like $3,000.
It's gonna be expensive.
It's gonna be very expensive.
Not everyone's gonna be able to buy this.
Unfortunately,
That's the sad truth.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And until we get the SE, Apple View SE.
Man,
$270.
Yeah, it's got like 480p display. Still lighting.
Yeah. It's so funny though how so many people complained about the display on the iPhone XR, and then we've got the iPhone SE that's still got the same design. It doesn't look like there's as many people complaining about it.
Yeah.
And they're still charging quite a bit for it for what it is.
Yeah, exactly.
But anyway, Taylor, do you wanna move on to the next topic?
Sure.
Which actually is iPhone SE. We're kind of segueing into that.
Yeah, exactly. So Apple is having. Oh wait, no. Oh wait, that jumped for me
Yeah,
for
that
a
was.
second. Whoops. I'm sorry. So the iPhone's been out for. No, wait. What the heck is going on with my screen here?
Okay, I've got it in front of me.
Can you
So
do
Apple
it?
is holding
I'm
the
sorry.
March / Apple /
Yeah.
April event to launch the new
Yep.
iPhone SE, and apparently it's going to be the main star of the show. So that's exciting. Everybody's excited for this new iPhone SE, I guess. So according to Apple Track, which nobody on this podcast runs,
Definitely not.
Apple's first virtual event of 2022 is coming up in just a few short months and is likely to take place in either March or April, I'm told, Gurman says. While a new iPhone SE is definite, Apple has also been working on a new larger screen iMac, redesigned MacBook Air, and revamped Mac Mini. So not only are we going to be seeing iPhone SE at this, but hopefully an iMac Pro,
Yes.
and hopefully a new MacBook Air and all that stuff. What do you think, Sam, about all this? You probably have a little bit more information than we do.
I'm in. I mean, I don't have any. I only know what the rumors are saying, but no. I mean, I'm ready for this. It's gonna be the first event of the year. I think it's pretty cool that Gurman shared this early on, like that somebody's told him this information, because usually we speculated about it. It's like, oh, it's gonna be a spring event, but it's like now in January I can make a video that says March event confirmed, because like the best Apple source in the game said they're gonna do an event, and he's usually pretty right about those things. So I think it's gonna be iPhone SE and a Mac or two, and maybe the iPad Pro. Like basically just copy and paste the April event, but instead of the purple iPhone 12, I think it's going to be the SE3, and then like iMac, a couple of other things, maybe some new phone cases or something. But the main things are going to be SE, MacBook Air probably, a larger screen iMac, and then also like the iPad Pro, because I know that's getting a redesign, and I mean it usually gets updated around the spring, like it did in 2020, 2021. So
Right.
that sounds somewhat realistic to me that the iPad Pro gets updated then too. Yeah, I mean, I'm super hyped. Obviously, this is like what I care about the most, because it's when we get new Apple products. So I'm looking forward to it.
Yeah, we need to spend our money on stuff.
Yeah.
So yeah, I'm honestly really excited. Probably out of all of these, I'm probably more excited to see the iMac Pro and seeing kind of like the performance in that computer compared to like the new MacBook Pros that just came out. Because I'm hearing like they might merge two like M1 Max or M1 Pro chips and then making a supercomputer, which would be insane.
Yeah, that'd be amazing.
Yeah, it would be the computer to buy, to be honest, if you're a professional. And you don't want a laptop, of course. But yeah, exciting stuff. Taylor, what are you most excited for?
All of it, honestly. But I'm not really sure. I want to see what the new SE is going to be like how much is actually changed. I know it's not much, but and also maybe by the time, Benji, you know this, I do my my videos and my streams with my phone, so maybe this is going to be the next iPhone I get, because I definitely need a secondary device, because doing it on my main device, I've always said this. Yeah, no, I can't do it anymore because I always get notifications and just it's a struggle. It really is. So yeah, that's one thing that I wanted to see.
It would be amazing if Apple just like completely surprised us with the SE and gave us like an iPhone XR looking device, but
yeah, I
this year.
held out hope for a while, but with like everyone's just like, yeah, same design. So like I'm just
hoping
I have no hope.
leak that I'm just hoping that pricing leak of $269 would be will actually happen, because that's cheap for an iPhone.
Yeah, that would be crazy. I don't think so. I think best case scenario, it goes to like $379 or $350. I think realistic case scenario, I think it's just going to be $400 again, and then they'll probably drop the price of like the 4G SE to like, I don't know, I guess $299.
Yeah,
but
or
even
maybe
I don't
that
know.
is the one that's going to be $269 instead.
Yeah, perhaps. So at the very least, like, you know, new processor, 5G. The only problem with the iPhone SE that I don't understand how they're gonna solve is that the battery life is already really bad, and throwing 5G in there is just gonna like lead, you know, to like more battery drain. So like I'm just not sure how they're going to give you any battery. Like I'm not sure how it's going to be sustainable. I assume they're going to do something with the software or the battery to make it work, because like that's the one thing I'm just like, okay, like you can say that it's going to have 5G, but like the iPhone 12s that had huge batteries had bad battery life because of 5G. So it's like, how are you going to do it on their most battery constrained phone with the highest power cell modem they've ever put in it? I don't know.
Yeah. Well,
they're probably
I guess we'll
smarter
have to
than
wait
us.
and see on that. They'll probably add MagSafe or like add something that only allows a certain battery pack to work with it. Like you have to buy this if you want more battery.
Honestly.
Battery.
Yeah, honestly, MagSafe, I didn't even think about. Maybe they will throw MagSafe on there, and then you could just sell the little, you know, Apple battery with it, and it's like, all right, here, this gets you through a day.
Or even a more cost-effective way of doing it is they could start making MagSafe cases for the iPhone 8 and not actually put the MagSafe magnet within the iPhone 8. Because I've seen some case companies do that with like iPhone 11 cases and stuff. So they might do
Interesting.
that.
Yeah.
That would be a good solution.
That'd be cool.
Yeah.
So next up we have, well, it's not exactly
reopen
news, but a couple days ago marked 15 years since the original iPhone was unveiled by Steve Jobs, and we've honestly come a long way since then. We've lost the home button, we've lost the 30 pin, we've lost the beloved headphone jack that everybody loved and now nobody really needs anymore.
Yeah.
We gained a front-facing camera. We gained more cameras on the back. We've gained a notch and so many other things. We've also gained apps, which the original iPhone had a very small amount of. But yeah, what do you guys?
The App Store.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So, what do you guys think about, like, as we're kind of in that time where we're kind of rethinking about the past, where we're thinking about iPhone 2G for some reason. I don't know. I still to this day don't know why it's called the iPhone 2G. But what do you guys think about how Apple has transformed the iPhone over the past 15 years?
I mean, to be honest, I like where it's going. I really do. What about you, Sam?
I think they did a good job.
Yeah. No, they really did.
I wish I had more insight.
Could you imagine if the iPhone just stayed the same, and then we're like 15 years down the line, it's the exact same thing?
That would be bad. I don't know if I could use it.
Yeah, because that was like the thing back then. It was very minimal changes, and it's like, you know.
Wow, he's got it.
Wow.
It's impressive.
Wow.
It doesn't turn on.
It still looks cool.
I have one. So yeah.
I don't know if I've ever touched an original iPhone. I might have, but I know.
You haven't been you aren't one of those guys who spends like $5,000 or more on a sealed iPhone 2G.
I mean, it'd be fun, but a little bit of a risk.
Yeah,
right.
A lot of people get scammed.
Don't think I would make that back in AdSense.
Nah,
unless I got like 10 million views.
Yeah.
So I went over the holidays. I actually want to show this because I thought this was pretty cool. Over the holidays, we went to a family friend's house, and I'm gonna share the screen here. And he literally has like a couple of the older iPhones, and look at these things. It's like
he has a 2G.
Yeah. The reason they're all
there's a big gap.
Yeah, and then the reason that they were all face down was because the screens looked horrific, except for this one. This is his current one that he has, his 13 Pro. Actually, no, this is a 13 Pro Max he has. So yeah, I was like, wow. I couldn't even believe that he actually kept them for all these years, you know? I mean, I even told him, I'm like, dude, if you're looking for money, you could just sell them and get some money off of Amazon or eBay.
Yeah, exactly.
He's like, no, I'd rather keep them. They've been in my life too long. I'm like, yeah, true.
I will say the one phone that I have been really missing lately is the iPhone 5. I don't know why, But like I have thought about like getting a used one or trying to find a sealed one, just because I don't know, that was like the first iPhone that I bought with my own money, because I got the 4S for Christmas, which is my first iPhone because I had an iPod Touch before. And the 5, I remember like watching every video online about it, like every review, and just being like, dude, the bigger screen and LTE, what? This is crazy. So I was so in. Plus, I just love the way it looks. I love the design of the 5.
Yeah.
Me
The
too.
4S was my first iPhone as well, actually. That's pretty cool. And then even I even had the 5. I think the black on the 5, I think, is the best iPhone color
Slate.
ever.
It was very good.
Yes.
I don't know why they've never
Slate.
gone back. Although I will say the jet black was also a close.
Oh,
That was nice on the 7.
If it
Why did they
didn't
do?
If it didn't
Yeah.
scratch as badly as it did, but
They need to
still
bring it
a super
back.
color.
Like why do we still have like space gray, guys? I don't get
we
it.
don't-
It's
we
like
don't-
this is
we don't even
obvious.
But the thing is, we don't even have space gray anymore. We have graphite, which is like a
Oh, yeah.
space gray from Wish or whatever.
Yeah, it's I don't get the colors. Definitely have been like weak lately. Like even the pink is
Yeah.
just like too light. Like I want like a bold, like eye melting pink,
Yep.
kind of like the
think
iMacs.
I think
Yep.
one of the only colors I like is the red and the blue as well that they've released. But like on the Pros, I don't really like any of the colors that they have there.
I like the Pacific blue was like a good color.
Oh yeah, the Pacific blue is nice.
It kind
I
of looks
agree.
like I think to make Sierra blue, they just like tilted it like this, and then it was like, oh, there's Sierra blue. This is my old 12 Pro that I'm waiting to fix because it's got a crack in the screen.
Damn.
Probably a couple months away from that.
Yeah, I know. I'm excited for that.
Yeah. Yeah, exactly.
But
Me
yeah.
too. I always I said this. I was gonna get the 13 model, but I'm waiting for that 14. Especially
Yeah.
now with all the changes.
Yeah,
'Cause I got the
honestly,
12 Pro
at this
and I'm
point,
like- I got the 12 Pro and I'm just like, yeah, I love the camera changes on the 13, but it's not enough for me to change from the 12 Pro to the 13 Pro. So,
yeah, if you got a 12 Pro at this point, just wait.
yeah.
You've waited long enough. It's like, what, 8 months away now? You can do that.
Right, exactly.
It'll be way cool to get
What-
the 14.
You have the silver 13 Pro, right?
Yeah,
Or
I
the
thought it was in my
Max.
pocket. Oh, it's over there on that table. Yeah, I've got the 13 Pro. That's my daily. I like her a
Nice.
lot. She's good.
Yeah, I've got the mini.
Do you like the
One of
mini?
only yeah, it's pretty good. What are your thoughts on the mini?
It was never for me. It's just way too small. But
Yeah.
I mean, I won't lie. Like I'm excited that we're going to 6.1 and 6.7 inches across the line in 22. So I think that's going to be really cool to see later this year. Just because I don't care about the mini, but I do know there's like I also know the mini has a cult following. It's just like it's never been my thing, And so like
Yeah.
I'm not going to personally miss it, but I get that if that's your main phone and you like it, then it'll be a little sad to see it go.
Yeah, that's fair enough. I think the only reason why I got the mini this year was just to try the smaller size, because I
Yeah.
normally would get like the bigger size phones. Maybe not the Max, but I had the Plus a couple of times and things like that. But yeah, hopefully, it would be nice if they kept around the mini, because there are a few people that want it, that
Mhm.
like it. But
Maybe
yeah.
that's what the new iPhone SE is going to be. Like 4, they're like, just buy the SE if we don't have the small phone. But
yeah, just sacrifice the futuristic look for.
yeah.
Right.
Yeah, exactly.
Right.
Anyway, Taylor, do you want to talk about the next? Do you actually have it in front of you this time?
Yeah, I do. Dude,
Alright,
I don't know what's
sweet.
going on with my Apple Notes. So
Let's just pretend we didn't have issues before.
Yeah.
yeah, so this one was actually something that I was reading before the podcast, and I put it in. It's not really something big, but Apple discontinues Beats Pill Plus speaker, and now doesn't sell any Bluetooth speakers. What are you guys' thoughts? Man, I honestly like. I've been thinking of buying that, and now it's like, well, now I could, but now it's gone. So
Yeah.
unless
Yeah.
unless I can find it online somewhere, I don't know.
Yeah, I mean, I think that you can buy like a refurbished one on Amazon. I saw earlier today when I was looking, but It's kind of weird that they didn't release a new one since 2015. I mean, I literally forgot about it. Like, I wrote about that in the article where I was like, I forgot this existed until it was gone because it hadn't been updated. It's like it came out like around the iPhone 6S, so it's like that's like quite a long time ago. Like, we were just getting over Bengate at this point. So I don't know why they don't have a replacement. I always thought, and I mean, maybe this is controversial, but like, I think the HomePod Mini, if it was just portable, would be a way more popular speaker. Like, I think people like it for the home. I think it's good. Maybe not more popular. Maybe I'm just saying it would be better for me. I just don't get why Apple as a company doesn't have a portable Bluetooth speaker. Like, it doesn't add up to me why a company that's made multiple HomePods and multiple speakers in the past and owns Beats literally in its entirety still doesn't just have like a Bluetooth speaker. Like Sonos does. Sonos has the Roam. They have the Move. It just seems like a whiff, in my opinion. I don't get it.
Yeah, I said it when the HomePod Mini came out. I kind of wish that they had done it a different way, and like, I like how, you know, it has the cord and everything, but I wish you could have the option of like taking it out, putting it back in whenever you wanted to.
Yeah,
You know, I think that would have been awesome. Especially, and I've kind of, you know, thought about this before, like, you know, having it so like when it's plugged in, it sounds louder and better. But you know,
yeah, that could be cool.
When you unplug it, you know, it's good, but you know, not as, you know. So
Yeah.
here's to wishing one day, but I don't know. Maybe they'll make a HomePod Mini mobile or whatever.
What would they call it? Because like, they call it a HomePod because it's music in your home. We have the iPod, which was like personal music. The iPhone, which is like a personal phone. We have AirPods, which are like, I guess would it be called the AirPod? Because it's mobile music.
It could be the GoPod.
Yeah, the GoPod.
Yeah.
That sounds funny. I don't know. It's just like, what would market even call it? Maybe it'll just be the HomePod Mini, HomePod Mini Plus. I don't know.
HomePod Mini Go.
The names have
HomePod
gotten
Mini
so bad.
HomePod Mini, you can toss this in a pool and it'll still work.
Oh, maybe the HomePod maybe the HomePod Sport. Because remember we had an Apple Watch Sport.
That's true. Yeah.
Yeah.
I could see that, the HomePod Sport. That sounds sort of right. I don't know. That's also like, are they ever going to do it? I don't know. Gurman's been saying that we're going to get a bunch of HomePods with one that has a swivel like the old iMac G4, and then we're going to get another one that has Apple TV built into it. You know.
Yeah,
well, I mean, apparently they're working on
Bezos.
Yeah, they're also working on a new full-size one we're hearing, so it's like, all right, like, I just want to like see some of, like, it's so weird to me that we literally have one HomePod for sale right now and it's $100. Like, no other product category that Apple exists in do they sell a base end product and nothing else. It's so weird.
Apart from the iPod, where they just have the.
I guess they have the iPod Touch, but even that technically isn't even the base because there was the iPod Mini and Shuffle before it. It's like the high end of the iPods that is the only one left. But still, you know, it's weird. It's very weird for them.
Hopefully 2022 is the year where they're going to change that. Probably not, but.
Dude, maybe. Maybe we're going to go out. Spring event, HomePod Go. HomePod Sport.
That'd be sick.
Let's go.
We'll see. But that is about it for the news portion of our episode today, unless you have anything else you would like to add, Taylor or Sam.
I think that's the main stuff for this week. Appreciate all the Apple Track links in the description.
we thought we'd help you out a little bit, and so we're going to throw those in the show notes instead of other article news things we would use.
Thank you.
But anyway, now we're going to, I guess, sit back, relax, and just have a bit of a conversation with you, Sam, and get to know you a little bit more. Don't feel any pressure because it's not like any like trivia.
It's not like you're going
stuff.
back to school for an exam or something.
This is the most pressure I've ever felt. My head's about to explode.
I better get a glass of water.
Yeah.
So yeah, to start off, we just wanted to ask you, when did you start YouTube and why did you start YouTube?
March 31st, 2013, and I started it.
Specific.
Yeah, that was 10 days after my birthday. So I started March 31st, 2013. First video was about a jailbreak app that would allow you to record your screen because I was frustrated that the iPhone didn't have it built in, and I wanted to record my screen for videos to look like Jeff Benjamin over at iDownload blog, because he would have these screen caps of his jailbreak tweaks, and I was like, that I gotta be him. So that's why I downloaded it. Turns out there was a way better paid app. This one was just free, so it kind of sucked. And I started it because I wanted to make videos. I've always made videos my entire life, and I was like, I guess I kind of like technology, but then I was scared to be bullied at school, so I didn't tell anybody about it, except like my close friends. So that's how iUpdate started. We started as iUpdate OS, March 31st, 2013. Used to be a little jailbreak boy, but then I was like, I kind of want to go to an Apple event one day, so I should probably stop covering jailbreak stuff. But now I do a podcast with John Prosser, so it's like, why am I even trying? Like, I'm just digging myself a bigger hole every time.
Yeah, I used to do jailbreak videos as well up until a couple of years ago. In fact, my channel like started blowing up because of jailbreaking, and then jailbreaking started to die, and then my channel started to die as well. So,
dude,
I think I'm a jailbreak channel, but I'm
that's
not.
What's tough. I feel you there, man, because the jailbreak, it went downhill real quick.
Yeah, and like now it's pretty much non-existent. It's
Yeah.
like, I'm still part of there's like a jailbreak Discord server, and they're still talking about jailbreaking iOS 14 or something like that, and I'm like, nah.
No.
And you
It's
can
unfortunate.
only jailbreak like the iPhone 10.
Yeah,
That's
it's unfortunate. But I mean, it was fun while it lasted. It was a cool way. I mean, I remember it was so fun. And now we have most of the features that we were jailbreaking for anyway, except we still can't really easily theme our phones. And I would like to see that.
Still a bit of a challenge.
I want a winter board. I want an Apple board.
Yeah, and it was cool. Like there's also some tweaks where you could animate the icons and stuff like that, and they move around.
Yeah.
Or you'd even have the
barrel.
It was called, yeah, you even had like gravity. I think it was called, where you could just have all the icons fall to the bottom and like make them move.
I've seen that.
Those tweaks like that. They're
amazing. Oxo, dude, legendary. Reinvented the app switcher. Oh, I remember that was when I thought I made it, was when I became friends with a friend of the developer of Oxo, and he gave me like an early copy of it. So like I got it at the same time as like the other Apple News websites, and I was like, dude, I'm like a real YouTuber now.
Yeah, I remember getting to that point as well. Like some tweak developers are like, oh, I'll just give this for free. Like, nice.
Yeah, hey, this is awesome.
I'll feature it in a video.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, a little bit of jailbreaking there. Taylor, do you wanna ask Sam the next question we have on here?
Sure, man. Sure. So, this is something that I had actually wondered. What gear did you start out with versus what you use now? And what gear do you recommend for small and upcoming creators?
I started out with a Canon camcorder that I think it was my parents bought it for me. And then I just had MacBook Pro camera and iPhone to start. I didn't even have a mic. And then I bought, which probably till this day is the best microphone overall, is the Blue Yeti. Like just the best, cheapest microphone. I'm not saying it's like the best sounding for like, in my opinion, the best microphone ever is probably the SM7B from Shure. Like you see it on all the podcasts. Like I just love the way it sounds. But like I use an Audio Technica. You can see it, I think, right there. If you guys are watching the video. For audio, I'm pointing to my mic. So it's an Audio Technica. It's called a super cardioid mic. John Prosser turned me on to it. Apparently, like Unbox Therapy used it for a while. It's really good. I use like a Sony A7S III, like an Aperture light dome with a Aperture 300X light. Like, it gets expensive quickly. So like that's the gear I use now, is like essentially like professional filmmaking gear. And I think my video looks okay. Like some videos I feel like look better than others. Like I'm still not really happy with how my videos look all the time. They sound pretty good now, but if you're just starting, I mean, you can record cool stuff on your iPhone. Honestly, like spend money on a mic before a camera always.
Yeah.
Like I feel like that's becoming like a common sentiment, but for a long time it was like echoey room but 4K that sounded horrible. And like people, I'm just speaking from my experience, like somebody who's anal about this, but like I just really care about people's audio. And if it sounds horrible but looks great, like I'll stop watching. But if it's 144p but the audio is really crisp, I'll watch the whole thing. So it's like, yeah, always buy a mic before a good camera. Your iPhone can shoot really good video. And for cameras, like, I mean, Sony makes really good stuff. Panasonic, like the GH5 is what I'm on right now. That's a really good, I think it's like $1,500. So it's like, it's a little up there, but man, it's like, it's worth it. It's a good camera.
Yeah.
Like I've used it since college now, and I had the GH4 before that in high school. So Panasonic, really good. They have lower level stuff too, though.
Right.
Yeah, I have the G7.
I was just gonna say, like G7. Yeah, really good camera, man. So yeah, Panasonic, I would probably say honestly go on the low end, and then if you want to get high end, I would say probably jump from Panasonic to Sony or Canon. And I don't think Nikon like does video. Like I haven't heard about a Nikon video camera ever.
No,
I think they're just
pretty
photo.
much just photos. Yeah.
So yeah, that's the gear I use now.
Sweet. So you definitely come a long way with that. Oh. Okay,
Man. Sounds like.
Yeah. Hey, I've been doing it like 8 years, which is weird. Or wait.
Have you? Wow.
No, like 9. It'll be 9 years, dude, in March.
Yeah, I've been doing it. I've been doing like a mix of different types of content for the past, like, I think about as long as you have.
Nice.
I started in 2013 as well. I started with like Lego stop motions and stuff.
Nice.
I started taking photos on my iPad mini, and then I finally got an iPhone and started doing it on them, on that. And then I got into tech and things like that. And now I have a camera, I have a mic, I have a computer that could do all of those things. So yeah, it's awesome.
What mic do you guys record on?
I have a Rode NT. I don't know exactly if you've heard of that one.
Yeah.
It's just a USB mic.
It sounds
decent.
No, it sounds very good.
Yeah, I have. So this is kind of a weird one because I was looking for something good and cheap at the same time. So I'm actually. I think this is Mauno.
Okay.
MAONO.
Okay.
Yeah, this is like, I don't know, probably like $65. So.
Got you.
I mean, I do want to upgrade to something more powerful and better, but for now
Sure.
this will do, I guess.
Yeah, it gets the job done for sure. Better than an
Yeah.
iPhone mic.
If it ain't
Yeah,
broke,
exactly.
don't fix it.
Exactly, and that's the thing. I used to have a pop filter, but every time I would put it on, the microphone would just drop onto my table. I don't know, I just could never put it on correctly.
Gotcha.
So I'm like, you know what? I'm done with this. And people say that it sounds okay. So,
That's good.
whatever works.
Yeah, that's cool.
Yeah, that's awesome. So next we wanted to ask, like, what's your creative process like? Of course, maybe you don't want to go into too much detail. You don't want to give away your secrets, but like from like getting the video idea to then uploading, does that process look like?
I mean, hey, I'm an open book. Like, I'm not trying to keep anything for myself. I mean, it's basically like, what's the news, and how do I make this news, no matter how boring or exciting it is, the most compelling for people to watch? So, like, there's a few decisions I've made over my career, which are like, don't be boring. Because for a long time, I like unironically thought that like tech should be boring, and like I hated people like John Prosser that would be like loud and like funny. I was like, this is dumb. Tech is supposed to be serious. There should be no laughing. This should be like the news, just dead serious, and that's how you grow subscribers. And like, I only really feel like I started growing, or like at least developing people that like cared about me once I started like being myself and not being dead serious, because like I'm not a dead serious person. And so that was a content decision I made. Titles and thumbnails like being as catchy or like eye-opening as possible, like that was a decision that I made. A healthy amount of clickbait without like actually misleading anybody. Like, I'll see on my videos, not super frequently, but like somewhat frequently, like, this clickbait, this didn't happen. And it's like, no, like they literally released new AirPods Pro. They weren't the AirPods Pro 2 that I might have alluded to or made it look like, but like, no, there's literally a new pair of AirPods Pro out. That is a fact. That is an undisputable fact. But, titles like that will get people to click on your content and then end up staying and enjoying it because they're like, I made out of get what I thought I was going to get, but like I still got something really, really good that maybe was more meaningful. So like those are decisions that I make as well. As far as the intros go, like usually 10 minutes before, I'm just like, oh, dang it, I need an intro. Like I was supposed to film this video. Like I got to get like on 10 for this. So, like yesterday, I was just like looking around. And I'm like, oh, what am I gonna do? All right, I haven't walked through the door in like a year. So like I walk through the door and like add an explosion effect. So like that was the intro. It was like there's this other intro that I've got this mask. I've got this Kanye mask that he sold, and it's real weird looking. It's like designed by Balenciaga and Yeezy, and it's got like 2 little eye slits, and it looks like you're a freak. Like it's just like this black mask with like 2 little eye slits, and I'm just like I don't know if this is too much. So I've been like pocketing that. I'm like one day, like when I don't care about my hair getting messed up, like I'm gonna do the Kanye mask and just be like, you thought this wasn't gonna be weird? Joke's on us, because it's real weird right now. And so like there's a lot of intros that come into my mind. Like I have I feel like a Kanye stan right now, but I've got like the Yeezy stem player that like I did for the freestyle intro the other day. And yeah, like I just like look around the room and whatever I see that catches my eye, I'm like, this is the intro. There's some way to make this entertaining. And then I just take the news that I care about and package it up in a way that people might like. That's sort of the process. There's nothing too crazy. It's a lot of just like, how can you make a boring story sound exciting?
Yeah.
Like how can you get people to click?
Do you script or use a teleprompter or anything, or do you just take some notes and just go off that?
I used to take notes, but now I just strictly do out of my mind. I'll usually pull up the 3 articles on my phone that I know, and like since I run Apple Track, I've written them. So like I've already got that base of like Mark Gurman, he's 88% accurate. He said that somebody told him there's an event in March or April. Okay, like that's the article. So it's like, so next up, Gurman told everybody about this event. It's going to be pretty crazy. Here's what, I can sort of roll into it pretty easily. I also just don't have the time or the patience to script. Like it would be brutal. I do enough writing already, and writing's fine. Like I don't love it, but it'd be a lot for me to script. It just wouldn't be my thing.
Yeah, I've recently started to script my videos a little bit more, and honestly, it's a nightmare, especially because I also have like a video production business, and I do that as well. So I help my clients with like writing scripts, and it's just sometimes you just don't want to write anything. You're just like, yeah.
No, it's exhausting. Like I respect it because I think you can come up with a piece of content that's like way tighter. My goal for myself is to be able to be that tight, just off the cuff. Like, and I feel like my last couple of videos have been pretty good. Like as far as not a lot of filler, just like snap, 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 next story, snap, snap, and some jokes in the middle. And I feel like it's been pretty good. It's not there yet. Like, a real tech news show that's like cut together and everything's planned. But it's a way for me to have fun and do it by myself because like I don't have any employees. It's just me.
Yeah, that's cool. I mean, if it works, if it gets views, who cares?
If it pays the bills, I guess so.
Pays the bills. Yeah.
Exactly. So, what inspires you and keeps you motivated to creating content?
Why do I keep doing what I do? I don't feel like having a real job. Like I don't feel like working for somebody else.
Yep.
So even the worst day here is still better than the best day I would probably have somewhere else, like working for somebody else. I do enjoy making videos. I feel like I'm a bit egocentric in that like I enjoy being the star of the show. I like when it's like, oh, like people are watching my videos and they care about me. Like I don't know if that's good or bad. I just feel like it's something inside of me where I'm like, oh, I like the idea that people care about what I'm making. That's kind of cool. Maybe care about me, by proxy of that. And I care about Apple products way too much. like that's the thing is it's like, there's a lot of things that I care about and that I want to make videos about and that I'm working on to flesh out for the future. But I also just really like Apple products. Like I don't know, maybe some people would be like, oh, he's going to cover this Beats pill discontinued in a video. Like how does any human care about that? And it's like, dude, I care. That's sick. Give me
Yeah.
more.
What I said before.
Like
It is.
show.
I had added it.
Why
to
do we
the-
want to report this?
yeah, it's like
Yeah, I
it's
had
like, why-
added it to the notes, and Benji's like, "Do you think people are really gonna care about that?" I'm like, "Well, we'll see."
yeah, we'll see. I mean, yeah, like because my goal with Apple Track, right? Of which I make like no money from Apple Track, by the way. Like that site is probably like less than one. It's probably like 0.5% of my yearly income. Like it for the work I put in. I'm a little frustrated that I don't actually. I make like $15 a day sometimes, like unironically. That and $15 is like a good day for writing like 3 or 4 articles. And I'm like, what, dude? This is ridiculous. Like, YouTube is like worth the time, and then Apple like. It's not because people aren't watching it. It's just because like monetizing web traffic is a totally different beast than monetizing videos. So like I do that, and I lost my train of thought where I was going. What was I talking about? My brain is thinking. Hold on, let me put the M1 processor inside of my head. Oh, my philosophy with Apple Track is I only want to write about the stories that matter. So like, 9 to 5 Mac rumors, they're cool and whatever. But like my goal for Apple Track is not to just be another Apple blog. It was like to be the only Apple blog that you would ever need to actually understand about what the company is doing. So it's like, this person was promoted to senior VP. It's like, that doesn't really matter to me. But I was like, Beats Pill discontinued. That's interesting because whenever Apple discontinues a product, that can mean a lot of things. It can mean that they're done with it forever. It can mean there's a new version coming out. It can mean that they don't want to get into this product category anymore. It can mean that they're going to, you can put it together with other pieces. Like, well, Apple is working on other HomePods, and they just discontinued this old Beats speaker. Does that mean that in a couple of years we are going to see a Bluetooth HomePod or some Bluetooth branded speaker from Apple? Like, I like knowing about what products are available for sale and what aren't. So, like the stories I cover in Apple Track, like, there's a reason I don't cover the same stories all the time, although there is a lot of overlap, as the other websites, because also that's not where I make a living. So it's not like I need to put out content to put out content. Like I can take a week off and not cover a single story if I don't think it's newsworthy, if I don't think that there'll be some public benefit. So that's sort of my philosophy with the site, and also why I care about the little stories. It's fun.
Yeah, that's cool. Because I guess with some of those little stories, you don't get Mac rumors or 9 to 5 Mac reporting on them.
Mm-hmm.
But then you are, so it's pretty cool.
Yeah.
Next, I just completely lost where we were. So yeah, how did you reteach the YouTube algorithm when you kind of changed and went away from jailbreaking videos? Because that's something that I'm personally struggling with, even though I like stopped making jailbreak videos like 2 or 3 years ago. How did you kind of reteach the algorithm and get it used to your new type of content as opposed to what you did before?
Dude, I wish I had an answer for you, Benji, that was like good, but I don't, because I didn't. I just started making other videos. Like I don't know. So many people, rightfully so, in a lot of cases, because like the algorithm is like this thing that sort of pushes our content or doesn't, and that's how people discover you. Like YouTube is just like the greatest content discovery platform of all time, and I've said that for years, and I stand by it. They've just nailed showing people what they care about, and I don't know how or why some of my videos get pushed. Like I think my video before last, I thought was one of my funniest, wittiest, tight videos I've put out in months. And it did okay. It didn't do bad, but it just did okay. And it's like, then I'll put out a video that shouldn't do well at all, and it gets 100,000 views. So I'm like, what? I didn't even care. Like that, I'll put out a video of me sitting at my desk that was like very easy to make, like an hour from start to finish, or an hour and a half versus the 4 or 5 to 6 hours that a normal video would take. And like that video does super well. So I don't know. I don't understand the algorithm. I really try not to think about it. It's also easy for me to say when it's broadly working for me, right? Like I am making a living off of this, and I am not necessarily struggling to get the amount of eyes that I was at one point. But I also feel like I never looked at it that way personally. It was always just, hey, I didn't get any views. Maybe I'll never be that good. Well, I'm still enjoying this, so I guess I'm going to still do this. Like I remember vividly there
That's
was
exactly like me.
yeah, like there was a point where I had like 24 subscribers and like I was going upstairs to work on a video. And like I remember my mom was like, "Oh, what are you up to? Like, what are you gonna do for the rest of the day? Like it's Saturday." And I was like, "Mom, I gotta make a video." She was like, "Dude, you just made a video 2 days ago." And I was like, "Mom, there's 24 subscribers waiting on a new video." And it's like that mentality is just sort of
like,
built into me. Like that's just what it is. Like I enjoyed making the videos. Is every video good for me? No, not at all. Is every video the best? Definitely not. Is every video even semi okay? It's like, sometimes they're just bad. Like there's a video, this is when I had my Burberry hoodie on most recently. It was like a bad time. There's a lot going on in my life and I was just not having it. Like it was just, the video did okay performance wise, but like there's a lot going on behind the scenes that definitely impacted the way I felt about that video and how I think it could have been a lot better if it was on like a better mental health space day. But it also worked well enough. Like I continue to make a living, and I've thought about that a lot. Like let's say YouTube would just stop pushing my videos. Let's say all of a sudden it's like, hey, nobody cares about Apple News. We only care about Apple releases. So like you only get a couple months where you're making a living a year. It's like, okay, if that happens, that's fine. I'll just like work on something else. Like I'll shift over to something else. There's a lot of things in design and fashion and product development that I've been getting into, like with our Genius drops that we're going to start doing on the podcast. So that's a long-winded answer about the algorithm and how I just try not to think about it because number one, I don't understand how it works, and number two, I want to believe in my heart that you can just make good videos and it'll work. And if that's not the case anymore, that's going to be really sad.
Yeah. What have you seen like works with getting more views and stuff?
Clickbait. Putting your face in the thumbnail. Huge. That was something that I saw a study from YouTube. I didn't used to put my face in the thumbnail. Like I would be on screen, but I didn't used to put my face in the thumbnail. And then I saw a study that I think YouTube actually did, where it was like people are significantly more likely to click a video with one face in it and are even more likely to click a video with two faces in it. So I was like, that's interesting. The day I saw that, I think it was about a year and a half or 2 years ago, I was like, in almost every video, I want to start showing my face. Now, an interesting experiment is like today, I actually uploaded a video without my face in the thumbnail because it was like, it kind of looked like an Apple invite. So like I'm going over to my YouTube studio right now to see how it's doing. And the video without my face in it is doing pretty good. Like it's a 4 out of 10 for me. So it's like there are times where I'm like, I thought to myself, I'm like, if I make this look like an Apple thumbnail, people might be more likely to click it. Now they want to hear about an Apple event and I'm giving them that information, but I'm also throwing in some other fun stuff. So I feel like I'm doing it very ethically. I'm not just like Apple event March 24th official. Like I would never do that for a video or put something to mislead people. But it's like a lot of times people are just looking to be entertained one way or another. Like I've noticed that about myself. Even if it's not what I want. Like if I laugh, I'll be like, oh, this is kind of a sick video. Like I might subscribe for more. Like I don't even remember what I was searching for, but like, it's kind of like the TikTok mentality. It's just like new content every 60 seconds. You don't even remember, but like you gave somebody a view because of it. So I don't have great advice other than like face and thumbnail. Be concise. Don't be afraid to edit unless you're doing a podcast. I think podcasts edited doesn't work super well from my experience.
Yeah,
like if heavily edited, I'm saying.
Yeah, I used to do that. It takes way too long.
Yeah. Some people are really good at it, but it's very hard to be good at it. Like I've never been able to be good at it. I've done so many solo podcasts that have failed. Like Genius Bar is the first podcast I've ever done that's been successful. And I've done 4 before that all flopped.
Wow, that's awesome.
So sometimes you gotta keep trying, I guess.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Keep trying until you hit the nail on the head.
Yeah.
Yeah, so next we've got a little bit of an Apple question now.
Okay.
What is like one product category that you wish Apple would enter in, or that you think Apple's gonna enter in?
Okay, I feel like I'd have 2 different answers. Think that they actually are and want to. I'll start with think that they're actually going to enter into. I think that they're going to definitely get into like the AR VR stuff, and I think the car is realistic as well. Like I think that they're going to do that. I think they really want a car. I mean, I forgot there was an Apple executive on record that called the car the ultimate mobile device. So it's like,
wow.
Okay, guys, like just release the damn car.
Yeah.
What I want Apple to make a camera.
Oh,
I think they can nail it. And I'm not talking, I made a tweet about this a while ago, and everybody's like, iPhone's camera. I'm like, yeah, I get it, but imagine if they could do this in a body that was this thick or this thick. Like, this is amazing for the size constraint, but like, I want an iPhone that's no holds bar, interchangeable Apple lenses. That would be bussin', dude. I would buy that so quickly. And it would be like with their smart HDR stuff. That would I think be my dream thing for Apple to get into that they don't do now, is like an Apple camera. Oh, and it would have like a Retina display on it. I feel like, especially for the people that are into tech, like everyone would want to buy that. Do you know how? Do you know how trendy that would be to like be outside with like a physical Apple camera, dude? That would be like you've seen the influencers with the AirPods Maxes now. Like everybody's wearing them out as like Kanye has them on. All kinds of celebrities, TikTok boys and girls are like out there with their, at the gym with their AirPods Maxes. I'm like, okay. It's always funny to see that because like we're in the tech community and we've like known about them for a year, but then like the general population of like real people is like, oh, it's 2021 in December, a literal year after AirPods Max came out. Yeah, I think I want those now. I'm like, dude, I've been wearing these since last year. Like, it reminds me of the trend with original AirPods where everybody was like, I'll keep my wires. Now nobody has wires. I'm like, guys, it's just been better. Just admit you don't like change.
Everyone was like, oh, why do they look like toothbrushes? But then now everybody wears AirPods. It's like...
Yeah, because they're phenomenal. Because they're a functionally better product. Like, that's what I love about tech. That's what keeps me coming back, is I'm like, how can I make this thing that I didn't think I'd care about, like, the most important part of my life? That's so cool.
Yeah, exactly. Where do you see Apple in like 10 years?
Well, I would direct you to my video I made on this a few weeks ago.
Oh, okay.
It's called Apple in 2030, and the general thesis of the video was we're still kind of laughing when we hear about the car, like myself included. When we hear about the car, the goggles. I mean, the goggles they're becoming less chuckles every day, I feel like. But the VR, the AR glasses, like. Oh, yeah, Dad, everybody's going to have these glasses on our head in 10 years, and they're going to totally augment our world. It's like, okay. And even I'm like that. I'm like, I wear glasses, so it doesn't seem like that big of a step. But like you, Benji, it doesn't look like you wear glasses, so it's like that would be kind of a big change to start. Like, do you wear contacts or anything, or you just...
No, it's just... I wear blue light glasses every now and then, but...
You're just, what is it called? Irisly superior. Yeah, you just have great vision. Yeah, I have a eye disability, so I have to wear glasses. And by that I mean I have bad vision. So yeah, like wearing the glasses wouldn't be a big change for me, but it seems like it would be for a lot of people. So it's like my idea with this video in 10 years is like these things do sound ridiculous, especially the car. Like Apple's gonna have a car. Okay, sounds insane. I don't know. Apple seems pretty focused on it. They haven't given up since 2014, and the fact that they're going still almost 10 years later, I think they would have thrown in the towel by now if they thought that they couldn't figure it out. I think they can figure it out. I think they just need time. So that's where I see the company. I see iPhone sales slowly declining, just like the iPod. I see Mac sales continuing to be really important for a long time, more important than they've ever been with the M series chips. And I see them going into a bunch of new product categories is like a renaissance period for the company, just like when they were first introducing iPods and iPhones and iPads for the first time. So that's sort of what I see them transition to. And a new CEO. Who will it be? I think it's going to be Craig.
That would be sick if we got Craig as the CEO.
That would be awesome.
I used to think it wasn't going to be him because I'm like, no, it's going to be Jeff Williams, the COO. And that's who a lot of people in the business world think it's going to be.
Yeah.
They've been I was listening to John Gruber's The Talk Show. And I think Joanna Stern made the point that they have been putting Craig everywhere. Like, Craig, I think, has made more public media appearances than Tim in the past couple of years. And I don't think that's a mistake. I think they're doing that for a reason.
I think Craig's been getting more stage time than Tim, for sure.
Yeah. I really think they are positioning Craig to be the next CEO. And I think he would be phenomenal. I think he'd be
Absolutely.
he feels like the perfect blend between the Steve and Tim eras. It's like, yeah, we're gonna release a ton of stuff and make a lot of money. We're also gonna be fun and vulnerable, like in Goofy. I think that would be phenomenal.
It's gonna be great. Yeah, exciting stuff. Hopefully, I honestly hope the Apple releases a camera as well within those next 10 years, because that would be pretty cool. Even though you probably have to buy an external monitor, because it probably won't come with a built-in screen. You probably have to buy a charging brick. You'll probably have to buy the lens cap.
No, can you imagine
Probably.
it just connects to your phone like Bluetooth wise? That'd be awesome.
That'd be wild. I don't know. Do you guys have any crazy predictions for Apple in 10 years? I've been doing a lot of talking.
I don't know. I think Apple Car probably.
Yeah.
And then probably iPhones are going to be a little bit less used.
It's weird to think about, though, because we use them.
It is. Like, I even said, I don't really think that, that iPhones are not going to be used, because there's always going to be somebody out there who keeps going to the iPhone. There's always going to be somebody that doesn't know, how to work with the latest and greatest, that doesn't really care for the latest and greatest,
Mm-hmm.
So I don't really see it going away. Maybe, like Benji said, being used less and less, being bought less and less, but there's always going to be somebody to use it and buy it.
Yeah, that's true.
I think I agree with you, Sam. Like in the next decade, I think we're really going to see Apple change with a lot of like their main focus, because like right now they're pushing out services, they're pushing out iPhones, Apple Watches, but I think it's all going to change. Like when we get the Apple Car, when we get the Apple VR AR headset, things are going to kind of shift into, I guess, being more digital. I don't know, with like the AR stuff. So yeah, it's going to be exciting and it's going to be crazy for sure.
Yeah.
One thing I'd like to see them going into is like home security systems.
Mm-hmm.
That would be, I don't know, that'd be interesting to see.
Yeah.
I'd add like just smart home stuff in general, because I think with HomeKit's kind of flopped a little bit the past couple of years.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It would be nice to see them, like Apple actually coming out and doing their own HomeKit stuff, or expanding and allowing other companies to have an easier access to that kind of stuff.
Yeah, absolutely.
But yeah, that about wraps up all the questions we had and everything for this episode.
Cool.
Thanks, Sam, for being on. Is there anything you would like to share with our audience or anything before we wrap up here?
No, just follow me on YouTube or Twitter at iUpdate.
Yep.
That's it.
We'll put all the links down in the description of the show notes for you guys. Of course, you're probably already subscribed to Sam. He's a pretty big deal.
I don't arguably, but not realistically. I don't know.
He's one of the best YouTubers in the world. So
You are, man. You
Thanks,
are.
Benji. Appreciate you guys. Thanks, Taylor. You guys are the best. You guys are the best YouTubers in the world.
cheers. Even though I haven't
I'm not
uploaded
sure about
since
that,
November.
but thank you.
But yeah, thanks so much for listening, guys. Thanks so much for watching. Again, if you want to follow me or Taylor or the podcast stuff and be up to date with the latest news, feel free to check us out in the description below or in the show notes. But for now, thanks so much for watching or listening. This is the Tech Unlocked podcast. We'll see you next week.